So this is Dave Egolf. He is my payee. Don't know whose vehicles he is trying to fix there, but obviously he sees that Google is getting his pick for his street there on Temple, and yeah. So these are my enemy's vehicles. Well, Dave has letters supporting me, stating that my town is corrupt and that tons of people have broken the law to violate my civil liberties, dock a government employee. He's my payee for being a victim of crime survivor, of rape and incest rape, domestic violence, from my abusive ex-retired NFL Raider Lester Hayes, and Davis police brutality in 2007 for risking my life for my black ex-boyfriend Brenton James. Yeah. For reporting cops, drug pedo families related to felon child rapist Ron Herrera on Davis, California, Megan's Law. Ron molested me as a child, and I grew up with his family, and he's friends of Lester's, and he's related to convicted murderers Enrique and Jesus Campos. And they're related to HUD management and media and cops Zuniga, Hernandez, Garcia, Figueroa, and DOJ Baeza, who's married to KCRA 3 Leticia Ordez. They commit espionage, and they're related to Dave Alara on Sacramento Megan's Law, and they cover my rapists. My incest child fingers rapist older sister Gina Pickett Prince reported on Megan's Law, and my black rapist of 2005 Pierre Warner. He's friends of the rapist Ronnie, convicted murderer Enrique and Jesus Campos family, whose drug pedo family commit HUD fraud, Castro Ponce, Campbell Miller Blades, Padilla, Portillo, and city relatives, Stella raping Sarah Clark, that are friends of Gina's LGBTQ firefighter daughter, Nicole Herrera, whose friends are drug pedos related to rapist Ronnie, and the Zunigas and the Millers that are connected to Brenton James. But I'm not allowed to talk about these things, I guess, because Kamala Harris passed this law right here that says that I'm totally allowed to talk about that, especially as a victim of crime survivor. Meanwhile, the world make a lawless team game made from chasing my talents and torturing the shit out of me for nearly 20 years. And I have sued them nearly 30 times and have been violated of my civil liberties, where they say that I have abused the system, being vexatious, in my 215 lawsuit, 215 26 27. They are allowed to apparently spread lies about me on Google. This is my lawsuit in 2018. See, alleging constitutional statutory violations. That is a reference of statutory of limitations and their use of words to cover the rapists in my community, like Jennifer Herrera, that raped teen boy Marvin in 2012, related to rapist Ronnie, Jennifer Herrera, and Marvin related to former MLB rapper MC Hammer, and drug peddlers Melanie and Monica Coker, related to the Zunigas. In any case, so this is the lawsuit right here. And it's saying that I'm vexatious and that I failed to make a claim for relief because I am a victim of crime survivor of rape, incest rape, domestic violence, and Davis police brutality, and years of hate crimes that I've had to proven from a DA documentary and years of lawsuits. Well, a shitload of idiots pretend to be me on social media. That's astonishing. This is me. And that chick is divorced from Mark Grace of the MLB Diamonds and also pretends to be me. Hence X and Lester Hayes and lying conspiracies against me, where the courts deny all of them as delusional. And because they make hate crimes against me, Google, that now controls all kinds of things, run from socialist groups that I don't support, and AIPS means conspiracies and blacklisting. So they put PS right here. I'm going to try to get this in here. So in March 9th of 2021, of the same case, 2627, the Ninth Circuit declared, and in September, that the federal courts were to stop labeling me as a vexatious litigant. And they put PC right there because they are blacklisting me. And they refuse to post it right here because they're being deceitful and they won't post it. But I have it posted on my LyricSess.1, that document that verifies that they that the Ninth Circuit stated that they had denied me a due process right, and they were to stop labeling me as vexatious. And then they allowed corrupt Troy Nunley of the Sacramento Federal Court to illegally deny my case against a racist DACA government employee. This case right here, where they have against the United States and the NFL denied my rights and violated my rights. So, any case, racist DACA government employee put a civil non-criminal harassment restraining order after calling me nigger lover, hippo, and committing fraud and perjury, and stating that I should be denied my rights, put a civil restraining order, civil harassment restraining order against my protected free speech because I reported this DACA government employee's hate crimes, child abuses, DUI, disorderly, and drug felon family, where she lied on a police report that she used for such order. And it's been 4 of 5 years of that order. They have blacklisted me from housing. I'm on disability. And they cover Petra Otelli Hernandez, that's been on disability for 30 years, but because she's Mexican, she's allowed to have fake depression and drive an expensive SUV and commit HUD fraud. But I, that have traumas, am blacklisted from everything, and I've never had a felony, I've never had a 5150, and I've never been jailed. And this DACA government employee says that I committed defamation and slander as the cause of the order while slandering my name. And then uses this 2017 police report where she says that I said that she's a child abuser that breastfed her daughter way past bottle stage, has a DUI, disorderly, and a drug felon family. And she denies all such allegations. Her drug felon family is Steve and Eric Durgan Sr., 40 and 30-year-olds, Vanessa and Austin Markle, her cocaine sister Norma, and aviation husband Eric and drug brother Vincent Fernandez. They are all not on the order, and she tries to cover my rapists, my incest child fingers rapist, older sister Gina, and my black rapist Pierre Warner that I reported on Megan's Law many years ago and are in reference of my disability for PTSD. And who knows about that? Dave. I have it posted on here where her UC Davis pal, Tara Hembrook, draws a hippo drawing and smiley face on the harassment restraining order against me while they harass me. And when you go on my Lyricist.1, you can see that better. And she says that I'm a 350-pound white blonde hippo. And then they send me to Northern Valley Indian Healthcare, where they hire a Mercedes Durgan to violate my HIPAA rights. This is the DACA government employee's relative, and violate the order where I wasn't even at the hearing. And I filed an appeal. They ignored it. I tried to drop it several times. They ignored it. I filed a counter civil restraining order, 2020 CV 1157. Then they put me in contempt of court for that and never told me why. And then they sent me to Northern Valley Indian Healthcare saying I had a behavioral problem because they want to silence me for being a victim of crime survivor. I'm getting paid from one government to be a survivor of crimes, a victim of crime survivor, while another government is trying to silence me for it. And I don't even know if they killed Brenton. They either killed him or he's fucking these cops' Zuniga Miller family. This is the document right here where it states in 21 that they're to stop labeling me as a vexatious litigant and that they had denied me a due process right. Judge Brennan got that mandate from the Ninth Circuit in 21, and I had that ongoing lawsuit. And then in 22, Troy Nunley tried to, he denied my right to an appeal in the Ninth Circuit, and they allowed him to do it because the panel of judges were Mexican and racist socialists that cater to LGBTQ, Mexican takeover, and BLM. And I do not sponsor either of those programs because they violate civil liberties for all, and they allow Mexicans to do whatever they want to in my community, and BLM to enslave me and promote mafia cops' families to team fame from a game made from torturing me. And nobody does jack shit about it. And they support LGBTQ like Dylan probing Davis and covering Elaine and Gina and Nicole. And Nicole's LGBTQ family friends that illegally stay at HUD and violate my civil liberties, harassing me, putting karmic exchange against me, and they cover each other. Nicole's LGBTQ tickling nanny aunt is Elaine, divorced from trans Liz Eddie Duroc, and Gina and Nicole's racist Mexican gang family sex abused Nicole years ago, and Nicole molested her Mexican cousins years ago. Nobody gives a shit about that. All they care about is the game. And torturing me and covering each other. I'm not interested in their cult purge. I'm not interested in them killing my family. They had no business in my business to begin with. But their game made from living rent-free in my head and torturing me is illegal and inhumane. And then here is a case where the courts have stated that they're allowed to be corrupt, malicious to the point of making grave procedural errors, because they say that they're protected immunity. This is Judge Chen from my case 321 CV 00994 against Lester Hayes, the United States, my county, the DOJ, Davis, the United States, all of that, the NFL. And I've already sued the media numerous times. I've sued SNL numerous times. You know, the entirety of the broadcasting system, while broadband spies on me. And my county mocks violating every civil liberty that I have. But it's okay for Julian Assange to be jailed for Benghazi espionage, but not my local media whores that blacklist me and get the communities to violate my civil liberties, while a Heather Stewart of Northern Valley Indian Healthcare states that I'm allowed to have my free speech without being punished. And yet that's exactly what the civil restraining order states, that I slandered this DACA government employee's name that has a public criminal history that she denies, a DUI, disorderly, and a drug felon family, and has committed child abuses and beating her sons with belts many years ago. I don't have anything to do with her family, ever at all. While Trump wasn't protected immunity, these local governments are allowed to be. I held my own for 3 years, and they waited until after they dropped the case illegally and denied me my due process right yet again in the Ninth Circuit, where they originally granted me a mandate that stated in 2021 on a case 215 CV 2627 that they were to stop labeling me as vexatious, and that they were denying me my due process right, even though on Google they have collaborated with corrupt governments and the elites that own Google to blacklist me and state that I was abusing the system and making vexatious lawsuits that where they allege a constitutional statutory violation of obviously my civil liberties to safety, privacy, peace, justice, due process, freedom, fair housing rights, and my right as a victim of crime survivor to not be tortured, harassed, traumatized again and again and again, violated of all my civil liberties, and re-victimized from their fucked up game made from torturing me, where Rick Ross's local family of Davis get to promote all of these stupid dicks that can't rap in my community, because my military cousin's godfather is Russell Simmons, and his father is Dr. Boogie Langerston. They violate me. They harass the shit out of me. They spy on me. They torment me. And they just don't give a fuck. And then they killed my cousin Michelle from their voodoo, and my father. And they said, SNL skit said that Dave was a part of that. Mason Dave, my payee, that he was a part of that. So Michelle is my art cousin, very much like me in the way that she modeled and does art and was in a band. I'm not in a band, but I do music. In any case, she partied with David Bowie, and Blondie. They're all cult members. They voodoo killed 30 members of my family and friends combined approximately in the past 10 years. This is Boogie. He is my military cousin's father, LGBTQ black hairstylist of celebrities, and his godfather is Russell Simmons of Diddygate. And this here is Brenton James, that I risked my life for from police brutality, on Freedom Wars, and he's either fucking these cops' families of Zuniga Miller, of the Campbell Miller Blades, Figueroa, Garcia, Castro, Ponce, Padilla, Campbell family, of cops, but I risked my life for him. So there's this thread that we have where I'm talking about him and police brutality and asking him to get me an attorney, and he's just all of this type of stuff. So in any case, it's Freedom Wars. That's where that's at. And then it gives a history on him, and I don't know if he was gang shot from their mafia family of the Castro Ponces, Brotherhood cops, or if he's fucking their family. And then James McClendon here, Jimmy Mac, I dated him for 4 years, and his father is Senior, James McClendon Sr., and he's got tons of celebrity family that are in the music industry and promote the game and cover all of their wicked scheming. And so this is his page, and I have tons of his threads and documentaries saved, and some of them I've posted on my Facebook page, so I'll be posting more. And then this is Heather Stewart, documented, telling me that I have the right to my free speech from Northern Valley. I'm not, rioting in my community. I'm not a violent person. I'm not causing disruptiveness. I have a platform, a civil rights platform, and I absolutely have the right to it and to say anything that I need to say on it, talking about being a victim, a crime survivor. And if anybody has a problem with that, then they can kiss my fat fucking hippo ass, where they allow this government employee to say that I'm 350 pounds, that I am not, to be harassing to me in a harassment restraining order.
So you definitely have a right, to express your feelings and express where you're at and how it's impacted your life. That's the beauty of being able to have that freedom of speech,
Yeah.
Definitely feel it, the intensity from you today, but I'm so sorry. I do need to get going, but we will continue our conversation next week. I'm so sorry. It's a more challenging day for you emotionally. I wish you a better rest of your day and better rest of your week, and we'll talk next week, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Meanwhile, they've ignored my other posts, my lawsuits, where they tried to cover this DACA government employee and state that she had the right to have a government job even though she committed perjury, and denied a criminal history on her applications, and then used a false police report to say that I slandered her name and denied her public information, criminal history, 2017, and then spreads lies about me and says that I slander her name. So right here on Civil Liberties Law Icon, this is my page where I'm also talking about the Enrique and Jesus Campos convicted murderers and their HUD family that work at the court system where Judge Walk allowed this DACA government employee to commit perjury, knowing that she had a DUI, disorderly, and a drug felon family, and stated that I slandered her name and she also denied child abuses, and has a DUI, disorderly, and a drug felon family, and said that I slandered her name on all of it. And a slander is a libel lawsuit at best, while they are allowed to harass me so much that they close down my bank. They're allowed to harass me so much that they try to cover my rapists that I've reported years ago. They harass me so much that they mock killing my family from their Cupid arrows, target emojis, their purge cults, and violate every right that I have and torment me. And this society knows that it's true. They ignore these documentaries that I have posted. That's Nicole, Gina, and Elaine. Gina posted on Megan's Law years ago and has a cop friend that has covered her, Michelle Jones. There she is. Total riffraff. Has gone through cops like water. She can't stay married to any particular jacker. And here is Megan's Law that I put Gina and Pierre Warner on years ago and talked about all sorts of things. And there's their spy breach satellite. You can see it better on this page, LyricSess.1. Just years and years of hate crimes. Joe Gangle, I was assigned to the county 4 years ago. They were supposed to get me HUD housing. They refused to do it. And I have it documented with Joe Gangle because he wanted me to get an assessment, so that he could appease the county so that they could violate my rights even more. I have it documented that the assessment county assessor for mental health stated that I don't qualify for a mental evaluation. And I have that documented with Joe Gangle. And I posted that in that documentary right here on my Civil Liberties Law Icon page, where I'm posting from another Instagram page, my LyricSess.1. In any case, so I have